Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors. Just getting packed up. I'm running a little bit later than yesterday. Actually slept in a little, which is nice once in a while. It's going to be a little bit of a slow day on the line, I have a feeling. I run to town last night after dark and got a bite to eat, and the wind was blowing like, I don't know, 15 to 20. It was blowing pretty good. But all this light fluffy snow was blowing around and drifting. So I don't know how well you could see it, but like out in front of the barn it made a drift, but you could see like over here the grass is showing. You know, and this is in the yard where it's somewhat protected. So I have a good feeling that a bunch of my coyote sets are going to be drifted under snowbanks today. I'm actually not even going to do anything about it today. Tomorrow the wind's supposed to be blowing like 25 all day, so it doesn't really pay to remake them or clean them today, or I don't think it pays to go around and mess with every set today just to have them drift back in tomorrow. So we're gonna wait till probably Friday, and then we're gonna go at cleaning them, because there's a chance of like snow flurries overnight here again, and then that wind tomorrow. So after that, it looks like it's pretty clean or clear sailing for weather-wise. I make a point of that because, you know, the weather's getting almost to the point where it's going to be very hard to keep maintaining a line out here. So we're going to have to, again, kind of play that by ear. We'll make the normal run today and see how things look. Getting around could be tricky out driving across some of these fields and through some of these yards just because of the snow. I do have a little shovel in my truck. My truck is 4-wheel drive, so we're gonna give her a go and see what happens. You know, I may end up pulling little small portions of the line just because I can't get around, or can't get to check the sets. That's the important thing. I think that's about all I got for you. So I did get 5 weasel boxes out yesterday. The 5 I had along, 2 of them are in. Actually 3 of them are in brand new spots. I've never actually put weasel boxes, and 2 of them are in the 2 where I've actually caught weasels the last couple years. I kind of hesitated putting them there, but I thought, you know, there's actually weasel sign in those locations. You know, it looked like fresh weasel tracks in the snow. So there's a chance we actually got a weasel caught today, but I have one more box, and I have a spot already figured out to put it. So we're going to try and get that last weasel box put out. And then I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's one of the nuisance beavers left where I was trapping them out of that creek. I caught 2 of them out of there. The one was still live. You know, he had pulled my stake on my drowning rig. They dug that ditch out like 2 days after I pulled my sets out of there, which they had planned on doing. That's why I pulled my sets. There was a beaver still in there. They seen him swimming around while they were digging it out. But I believe he moved about a 1/4 mile down the creek and dammed it off again. So yesterday I went there and checked on it. I checked on it a couple days ago, and I noticed the dam. Yesterday it looked like the dam was built a little bit bigger than it was that day. So I actually took my boot, because I'm wearing knee highs here, you know, waterproof boots because of the snow. And I actually cut a trench probably 1 foot wide and, you know, good 6-8 inches deep out of the dam, knocked a hole in the dam essentially. I'm gonna grab a foothold trap and a brick for a drowning thing, and I'm pretty sure I can set it all up without having waders on. So I'm gonna stake the top end of it, and then I'm gonna throw my brick out in the water to hold my drowning wire cable down. And then I'm gonna knock a hole in the dam again. Hopefully he plugged it. If he's there, I'm assuming he's gonna plug it. And if he does, I'm gonna unplug it, put my trap right there, and have it on a drowning rig, and we'll hopefully have him caught today, or have him caught like tomorrow's check. I kind of mentioned it yesterday, like these otter sets, you know, the landline, you know, could shut down at any time. This blowing snow could have shut me down overnight, honestly. So having these otter sets, which I'm going to go check right away here first again this morning. Again, just because I got them couple footholds down in there, I'm hoping they didn't all freeze up on me, but I don't want a live otter in those footholds all day. So we're going to go check those first right away here. But adding like these beaver sets, you know, that might be the only catch I make tomorrow. So, and even these weasel boxes, you know, those might be the only spots I make catches. So Kind of putting in new coyote sets right now, I think, is kind of a futile effort, or going to be, futile to even try it. So I got plenty of spots, I've mentioned it before, where I could put some, but I don't know, getting out to them, the ground is froze rock hard, like probably 4 or 5 inches deep right now. I mean, I'm making excuses, but it's not really feasible in my mind to go through all the effort to put them in, to have them be snowed over tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So after the snow blows through, I might consider pounding a few in here or there, kind of along the line I'm already running. I'm not really going to be expanding my line really too far. Just, if I'm already driving by some of these spots, I may try and get a set or two out. But we're getting down towards the end of my season here, the end of when I can trap. So, I got to kind of keep that in mind too. Do I put these traps there for 2 days to pull them again? Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense either. So, all right. I think that's all I got. Like I said, I'm going to stop by the shed down there and pick up one beaver foothold and a drowning wire or drowning cable, and pick up a brick. Because like I said, I can just throw the brick from shore out into the water, hopefully not splash myself too bad. Throw the brick out in the water to keep my cable tight. I know the beaver can't pull that stake because, they don't really drag the brick around. I've used them in the past. It's just a lot of extra weight in my truck and a lot of weight to be carrying in and out of these beaver set spots. But I think that's going to be my best option, so I don't have to worry about waders today. It's like 15 degrees out right now, and actually fairly nice. Like you guys could see, the sun is actually shining, and we have blue sky. But they are talking the wind's supposed to pick up as the day goes on here too. So I'm going to try and, like I said, get going here. Maybe beat the wind home. All right, I think that's all I got for you. Like I said, we're going to get the hot rod fired up here, and we're going to go check the otter sets first. And hopefully I got something to show you there. If not, hopefully I see you with another catch. All right, guys. Kind of an eventful day on the line, but not eventful at all. Man, some of the roads are drifted over pretty good already. I kind of hate to think what it's going to be like tomorrow, because the wind's supposed to be up quite a bit more. Boy, if it starts blowing 20 like they're saying, it's going to get bad. The snow we got is fairly light and fluffy. I don't know if you guys can see, but like right here's my blue sky, right here's a front coming in. The wind is switched. It's just starting to switch anyway out of the west, and I think it's going to blow in some cold air the way they're talking, but I don't care about the cold, the wind, and this snow. And they're talking we could get like a couple inches overnight again. Boy, if that happens, it's not going to be good for the line. A couple of my weasel boxes were drifted over completely that I just put out yesterday. So I got them cleaned and moved a little bit. So hopefully they should stay working even if we get a little snow and it blows again. A little snow, and depending on how much it blows too. But it was tough go out there, like I said. No catches, no otter sign down around my otter sets. I ended up pulling the 1-2-20 that was half submerged, because it was like froze in, but it was in a spot again that the otter, there was no open water there anymore, so the otter wasn't going to be in the water. He's going to be going over, and he'd have just probably hopped over the top of my trap because only this much of it was sticking out of the water. So I pulled that one. Where my 2 footholds are, there is a little spot of still open water there, so I still have a little hope for those. But the plan is probably tomorrow I'm going to end up pulling all the otter sets out of there, whether I get another one caught or not, unless there's like a buco amount of sign in there, then I might leave them. But yeah, like I said, a quarter of my coyote line is under snow. Under a lot of snow, a foot or more. A quarter of my sets are buried. So, like I said, we'll kind of see what tomorrow does. With having a 0 day today, guys, I think we're going to shut my line down early. I think I already kind of made up my mind. On Sunday, we're going to be pulling the entire line. Today is Wednesday. So we're going to get 4 more checks out of her here. Hopefully I get a weasel caught in those 4 checks. I forgot to put my weasel box out, the new one, or the last one I have. or the last spot I had for it. I forgot to drive down there and put it out. I was quite a ways past that point in my line and realized I forgot to put it out. I did go check the beaver sign where I knocked a hole in his dam. I actually put a stick kind of right in the middle of where I knocked the hole in there, because I figured if he come in there and even checked it out, he knocked a stick over, still standing. It actually dropped the water better than 6 inches in there. So if he's there, I didn't see any fresh sign of him. There's a mink there. And I've been seeing a lot of mink tracks, which kind of makes me mad because I can't catch the damn things. But yeah, like I said, another 0 day. I just can't be driving around every day putting on 100 miles or whatever I'm putting on, 85, 90 miles a day to catch nothing, or, you know, I don't know. And the raccoon line, I got it back working, but it's supposed to stay cold, so I don't really have a lot of faith that I'm going to be picking up raccoons. And most likely if I do, it's going to end up being caught in one of my coyote sets, because that's just how it works. Just trying to get out of the wind a little. It's breezy out here. It's starting to pick up. Like I said, it's getting chilly out here. So yeah, like I said, I cleaned out the truck. So I threw just a few dog proofs in this tote just to hold the tote in. In the black one, I have 3 MB550s, clean ones. So just in case I do make a catch in the next couple days and I want to reset, I have a clean trap in case I need it. But again, the traps are almost more just to hold the tote in there. I threw in my pull bar, even though I probably won't be pulling many of the sets. The ground was super hard when I was pounding them in, and even the inch of rain or whatever we got, it did not soften all the way down, and now the ground is freezing besides. So we won't even be trying to pull any of the cables, I don't think. It's literally going to be just walk up with my cable cutter, cut the trap off, probably the top loop of my cable stake, and whatever I can get pulled, we're going to cut them off. I'm not going to blow my back out trying to pull these stakes out of the ground. They're called disposable stakes for a reason. I did a video this summer about making cable stakes. I made 100 of them. I maybe used 30, 40 of them this year. Probably not even that many, 25, 30 of them I used this year. So I should be good for next year. I'll be able to put brand new ones on all my coyote sets and my raccoon sets. So some of the raccoon ones, I may actually just unscrew my quick link and leave the stake there. I put my sets in the same spots a lot of years, every year. So I have reused them a couple times until I can't find them anymore or whatever. So I may actually leave some of the raccoon stakes in the ground. Just don't cut them off. Just pull my quick link and pull the trap out of there and leave the stakes. So yeah, that's about all I got for you. Like I said, it's slow right now. The weather just is not helping me at all this year, for the last week and a half essentially, since we got that rain and it cooled off or whatever. That basically shut my line down, which I kind of expected it to somewhat, but it's been a little bit slower than I expected. So yeah, I guess like I said, we're gonna leave sets out. Probably Saturday we're gonna probably end up pulling a few sets. Some of the ones that are kind of out of the way, or where there's only one set, and I got to drive a ways to get to it. There are a couple places, depending on how much snow we get, I may end up pulling traps tomorrow. Just if I can get in there and get them, I may just pull them out of there before they get blowed in even worse than they're already going to be. So, and some of them that are buried in snow in the next couple days, I'm probably going to go around and either dig them out, and I might leave them depending on when I get them dug out. If it's blowing 20 tomorrow, I'm not even going to waste my time digging them out. So if I can get them found and get them dug out, I'll probably end up pulling them as long as I'm there. But we're going to kind of play that by ear, and kind of sorry for the bad news that we're shutting her down early this year. So it's going to be a week earlier than I had originally planned on. But, the weather is what the weather is. I can't do much about it. So we're going to get in the house and warm up a little bit here, and we're going to get to work. I got some fleshing from yesterday to do. I got that otter and the 2 coyote skin. I'm going to try and get all that fleshed and put up tonight. And yeah, so kind of that's going to be the name of my game from probably now on. It's going to be just putting up for the fur that I got caught already for the season. So, all right, I think that's all I got for you. We'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow. Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. We're Up bright and early here today. We're gonna get an early start, or hope to here. Well, I am, because I already got the hot rod warming up just a little bit. It doesn't look like we got much, if any, snow overnight, which is good. So hopefully we don't have a lot of extra blowing and drifting and that type of stuff. But in my yard right here, it's fairly calm because we got all this woods to kind of protect us. But out here in the wide open field, like, I've been seeing the snow blowing by, you know, where it's blowing it off the field or whatever. So I think we get out in the wide open, it's going to be kind of a brutal day out there today. I don't plan on pulling anything, or very little, today. I did pull just a few sets yesterday that, you know, were buried in snow, or, you know, a snare I put out the day before was literally covered in 3-foot snowbank, you know, so it's not going to catch nothing in the snowbank. So I dug out a couple of my weasel boxes because they were covered up with snow, so I'm hoping they stayed working long enough to maybe make me a catch today. I do have one more weasel box I plan on putting out tonight, or today, even though it's only going to be out for a few days, but we're going to try and get it put out there. I was going to pull all the otter sets. If I have a catch, if I do catch another otter in there, I'm going to pull them. But if I don't have an otter caught in there, we're going to leave them for one more day. I'll probably pull them tomorrow. Otherwise, I think that's all I got. Like I said, it's going to be, you know, just a quick run through the line. We're not going to be digging out sets today because, like I said, the wind's supposed to actually keep picking up as the day goes on. So that's why I'm trying to get an early start today. So digging out a set, it's just going to drift right back in, I think, before nightfall anyway. And that's when the critters are going to be moving. It's supposed to stay windy for like 2 days now. They were talking basically just today. Now they're talking like all the way through tomorrow. It's supposed to stay windy. So I can't guarantee any catches, but maybe we got something out there on the line for you. Let's get out there. Well, 2 days in a row. Run the whole line and a big old 0 again today. Thought maybe a weasel would save the day here, but that didn't happen. I did get that extra weasel box out. The conditions deteriorated, you know, like you can only see maybe a quarter mile or less here now. Wind is just howling. It's snowing like crazy. I don't know how much you can pick it up like behind me here, but it's just getting downright nasty out there. I ended up pulling one coyote set. I got to drive down a little 2-track road to get back there. I ended up catching 6 coyotes and 2 raccoons back in that spot, but I got to drive like a half a mile across this little 2-track road, and it was sketchy to say the least. 4-wheel drive, and I was down to like less than walking pace a couple times going through the snow drifts getting back there, and it's only going to get worse. So I feel like I did my damage there. 6 coyotes and a couple raccoons out of 3 sets back there. You know, 2 were on the one fence line, and then I had only caught the 1 coyote on the other fence line. Again, I feel like I wasn't going to be able to get back there tomorrow. So, and I figured out I only had 1 trap left back there anyway, because the 1 coyote had pulled the 1 stake, and then I think it might even been the same day, another coyote had mudded up my trap so bad that I didn't figure I was going to be able to get it reset, and then it was going to freeze solid that next day, so I figured that trap would be froze up solid with all the mud on it anyway. So I had pulled the trap, left the stake, but I never ended up putting another trap back there because it snowed over it, you know, drifted over it almost right away. So only was going back there for 1 trap, so I ended up pulling it because it was like 4 or 5 miles basically round trip to go check it and then go back to the rest of my line. So I'm okay with that. There's probably a few more in the next day or 2 here. Well, for sure in 2 days, but like tomorrow there's probably going to be a few to see what the weather does, the wind and the snowing and all that. I may start pulling a few of them that are, you know, buried under snowbanks right now. They're not working obviously the way they are. So I'm probably going to start pulling a few of them kind of tomorrow. I'll pull a few. Saturday we're going to pull a few more. All my mink boxes, the double 220 boxes, are all going to get picked up on Saturday because they take up a lot of room in the truck, and they take a little bit of time to, like, you know, get taken care of, picked up, that kind of stuff. And then any traps I feel like that I gotta drive, you know, quite a long ways out of my way to check, or to go pick up on Sunday. I may pick them up on Saturday as well. But what a crappy day, man. It wasn't too bad. I'm glad I got going as early as I did, because only about the last hour here out of a 4-hour trip has it been bad. So yeah, like I said, the conditions are deteriorating. It's got to be close to blizzard conditions if it's not. So yeah, I hope by morning this all is kind of blowed through, which it's supposed to, the snow anyway. Hopefully the wind will lighten up a little bit and then allow me to get around my line pretty decent tomorrow. So I apologize, like I said, for the slow, but this is Minnesota trapping right here, foothold trapping. There's guys say, oh, you should wait till this time or that time to start trapping. Well, you can wait all you want. Have fun trapping in weather like this, you know. I read comments all the time about people saying, well, you got to wait till the 15th of November. Well, it's the 17th of November right now. Try and foothold the coyote in snow like this. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. Hopefully we'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow with some catches, or a catch. Let's start with that. Hopefully we'll pick up that weasel I'm looking for, and otherwise, we got a little bit of work to do around the house here today. Inside work where it's going to be nice and warm. We'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow.